The name Meghan Markle doesn't just start a conversation anymore, it detonates one. Say it in London, Los Angeles, or online, and instantly the room splits. Victim, rebel, manipulator, hero, opportunist. And that's exactly why her story still works, still trends, still pulls millions of clicks years after she left the palace. But tonight, we're not repeating the noise. We're asking the uncomfortable question your previous videos have been circling around. What actually happens when a modern media figure collides with a 1,000-year-old institution and refuses to disappear? When Meghan Markle married Prince Harry, the world thought it was watching a fairy tale, an American actress entering the British royal family. Diversity, modernity, a reset moment for the monarchy. But behind palace walls, the rules didn't change. Silence was still currency. Obedience was still power. And from the very beginning, Meghan was expected to blend in, not stand out. That expectation would become the fault line everything else cracked along. Years later, she would say she felt trapped, that she was struggling with mental health, that she asked for help and didn't get it. Those words didn't just shock audiences, they forced the palace into a corner it had avoided for generations. Because when a royal speaks openly, it breaks the unspoken contract, endure privately, smile publicly. And suddenly, Meghan wasn't just a duchess, she became a symbol, for some of suffering, for others of defiance. But here's where the story becomes more complicated and more uncomfortable. Because Meghan didn't retreat quietly, she didn't vanish into private life. She and Prince Harry stepped back from royal duties and immediately stepped into something else: media, business, storytelling, power of a different kind. Deals were signed, cameras followed, the narrative shifted from royal restraint to Hollywood exposure, and critics pounced. If he was truly silenced, they asked, why speak so loudly now? Then came the Netflix era, the documentaries, the confessions, the promise of reclaiming their own story. For a moment, it worked. The attention leaned in, but attention is ruthless. And when one of her recent Netflix projects failed to sustain viewership, falling far below expectations, the headlines flipped again. Suddenly, the same press that once accused her of hiding was accusing her of irrelevance. That swing matters because it exposes the central tension in Meghan Markle's public life: vulnerability versus control. She presents pain, but on her own terms. She shares trauma, but through curated platforms. And that's where the strategist argument is born. Meghan understands media. She worked in it before royalty. She knows timing, framing, optics. When brand deals shift, when PR teams change, when a new lifestyle brand like As Ever appears, it doesn't feel accidental, it feels intentional. But intention doesn't cancel injury. It is possible to be hurt and strategic at the same time. It is possible to be a victim of intrusive press and still use that same media system to survive. And that's the part many viewers and critics refuse to hold together. Meanwhile, the palace plays the long game. Silence, carefully worded statements, no interviews, no documentaries. An institution betting that time will do what rebuttals never could: exhaust the audience. And sometimes it works. Every dip in Meghan's popularity is quietly treated as validation. Every controversy framed as proof that outsiders don't belong inside royal walls. But here's the twist: the palace hasn't won either, because Meghan changed the rules. She showed that leaving was possible, that the monarchy could be challenged publicly without collapsing. And once that door opened, it never fully closed again. Every royal controversy since then exists in her shadow. Every conversation about relevance, race, media ethics, and mental health circles back to that rupture. So when people ask, is Meghan Markle a victim? The answer is yes, of relentless scrutiny, of outdated systems, of a press ecosystem that profits from pressure. When they ask, is she a rebel? Yes, she walked away from inherited power and refused to follow the script. And when they ask, is she a strategist? The evidence says yes again, because survival in the modern attention economy requires planning, branding, and reinvention. And that's why she remains polarizing, not because the facts are unclear, but because the truth is layered. Your earlier content has shown this pattern before: institutions versus individuals, tradition versus exposure, silence versus narrative control. Meghan Markle sits exactly at that intersection. She is not the end of the story, she is the warning label on it. Because the real battle isn't Meghan versus the palace, it's the old world versus the new one. A monarchy built on restraint, facing a media era built on disclosure. And no matter which side you're on, one thing is undeniable: neither side has fully won, and neither can walk away. The palace still stands, Meghan still speaks, public opinion keeps shifting, and every time you think the story is over, another chapter writes itself. So the real question isn't whether Meghan Markle is a victim, a rebel, or a strategist. The real question is this: in a world where attention is power, who actually controls the story? The institution that refuses to speak, or the woman who refuses to stop? And that answer is still unfolding.